My parents' love for each other was unconditional.
I always saw them as best friends. Everything changed when my dad met a woman named Misty online.
It started out as a friendship.
I fell in love with her, she fell in love with me. She promised that we would be together forever.
When my mom found the messages, it made her feel heartbroken and unloved.
In the midst of the Misty situation, my mom started feeling sick. My dad noticed something was seriously wrong.
My mom was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, M6.
The survival rate is 0.
My mom was very saddened that my dad wasn't there.
He'd leave the hospital room to take calls from Misty.
My dad basically abandoned my mom. I felt very disgusted.
My mother asked me to actually contact Misty. The messages that I sent Misty came from a very hateful place. I was defending my mother and my family. The death that my mother went through was very excruciating.
I definitely believe that my mom passed away with a broken heart.
My heart went the other way. It wasn't Misty's fault.
My dad destroyed our lives for a woman he's never met.
Well, Trisha and Danielle say their father was hooked the minute he met Misty because she offered him a life that he could only dream of.
When Misty Kennedy first started talking to my dad, she claimed to be a real part of the Kennedy family.
Part of the JFK line.
She said she lived on a property in Virginia, a very large, elaborate farm with the guards and the whole 9 yards. She said that she had inherited a couple $1 million and that she wanted to share that money with my father and give him the luxury houses, the boats.
Cabins, cars, everything that she had, he was going to be receiving.
Misty went as far as to have a gentleman call and pretend to be her attorney and say that my father would become conservator of her estate. My dad wants what everybody wants, the big dream, and she offered it. She offered it times a million.
You are really upset with your dad.
Yes.
And obviously, I'm very sorry for your loss. That was very difficult. That's a very serious illness. It moves quickly. And from the time your mother was diagnosed till she passed was a very short window, right?
44 days.
44 days from diagnosis to passing. Okay, and you said he was at the hospital taking calls and going out and talking to Misty out in the hallway. Y'all feel like it really hastened her demise.
On her illness, she was so stressed, so distraught, and it didn't help when you're supposed to be in a time of being positive and thinking that you have a chance to fight something that your husband's having an affair.
Ron, do your daughters here have a reason to be upset with you?
They do.
But they're upset because A, you left their mother, B, you got involved with somebody else while you were still married, and then were actively involved with her while their mother, your wife, was fighting for her life. And that's offensive to their sensibilities, obviously.
Right.
Do you understand that?
I understand what they're saying, and it was all just a friendship thing. Things progressed. Their mother was upset about it, and that's when things started going downhill.
Well, let's talk about who this Misty Kennedy is. She is a Kennedy heir to a $23 million fortune, 34 years old, younger than you, gorgeous. She said she was a brain surgeon at one point, but actually a registered nurse.
She is a registered nurse for a cardiologist.
Okay. Did she tell you she was a brain surgeon?
No.
Where did that come from?
In the very beginning, that's what she told you, and that's what you told me.
No, she was a registered nurse for a cardiologist.
Okay, that she has multiple mansions, homes, a brother named Chad, and a father named Herbert. At what point did you realize you were in love with this woman?
Probably 3 months, 4 months after I had met her. I think things progressed a lot more than friendship.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.